Hello there, it's Bernardo here. This is another unsubjective reality video. On today's video, I wanted to talk a little bit about the recent drop in the price of Bitcoin. It's very significant. It's the first time that Bitcoin dipped below $87,000 since last year, and it's been, it's a dramatic shift from what it was last month, where Bitcoin hit $109,000. So a big drop in the price. And in the last couple of days, it's broken a couple support levels, important support levels. And I just wanted to talk a little bit about why this could be, some factors that might have influenced this, and what I think will happen from now on. Because I don't know if uh, the overall market sentiment was that Bitcoin was going to drop below near $80,000 anytime soon. At the time this video has been recorded, Bitcoin is currently trading at around $84,650, which it's quite significant. Again, if you take into consideration that it was trading around $109,000 just last month. So that's a big price move in there. And I think an important factor to notice that played a huge role in this price drop was that in the last 48 hours, over $1.5 billion were liquidated from the Bitcoin market, and that's very expressive and meaningful because as the price starts to go down, some traders who use leverage might get forced liquidated, and that drives the price down and increase the selling pressure even more, and that might have contributed to it breaking that $90,000 support level that it had. And then further down the road, it even broke the $85,000 support level. And now it's trading at around 83, 84,000. I think there are a few things to consider when trying to formulate the opinion of whether Bitcoin is going to go down to 80,000 or is going to drop below that support level of 80,000. I think the first one is market sentiment. I am not sure whether or not it's going to go that low, but it's stabilized over the past 24 hours. The drop in price has stabilized a little bit, and the sentiment is a big factor in trading, whether it be stocks or even Bitcoin. These liquidations, the 1.5 billion that was liquidated in the last 48 hours, it causes people to sometimes panic sell, and then of course that price automatically drops. But then I do think that the price is going to stabilize now at around this price point of maybe 80,000 to 85, because with such a significant drop like this, the market tends to correct itself over time because people buy the dip. When that price drops, it also creates opportunity in the market for somebody who was waiting for the prices to drop a little bit to now buy into Bitcoin for a long position, or whatever it may be. So I do think that it tends to stabilize around that area for now, at least for the next few days. I'm anticipating that. And then, of course, you have the social media slash celebrity slash politics factor into it, especially I think with crypto. There's so much of of influence of internet, of memes that play into these prices. You got guys like Eric Trump. As soon as Bitcoin drops below 85,000, he's already tweeting buy the dip, and of course that influences people. Big figures like him and other influencers or politicians. What they're saying about it matters, especially in the world now of meme coin too, where the internet plays a huge factor in dictating where the markets are going to go. And again, it influences that overall market sentiment. We've had times in the past where when Elon Musk tweeted something, yeah, maybe the price of Bitcoin or Ethereum went up or down based on what he was saying. So there is that celebrity factor that influences in the price or stabilization of the price of Bitcoin, I think, in the next few days. So we'll see what's going to happen. I think that there are some rumors also. Of course, in crypto, there's rumors just going around all the time, but there are some interesting ones that, in my opinion, why I think the price is not going to dip uh, too much more into the 70,000s maybe. The reason why is that we have a very pro crypto government now. President Trump has manifested multiple times in the recent past that he is pro Bitcoin. Some people even saying that he's planning on creating a United States Bitcoin reserve, which of course is massively bullish the Bitcoin market, and for those that are invested in crypto. So we'll see if that's going to come to life or not, the U.S. Bitcoin reserve. But that would, of course, I think, be huge for crypto. And if the U.S. does it, it could become a trend with other nations as well, and it could, make the price of Bitcoin go up even more. If the U.S. ends up, of course, adopting this reserve of Bitcoin, and then if other nations follow suit, it could cause the price of Bitcoin to spike a lot. So we'll see whether that's going to happen or not. I think, again, with President Trump being so pro Bitcoin, I would assume that he's going to at least attempt to do it. Um, and I think another factor is there's a lot of rumors of bigger corporations, trying to buy large amounts of Bitcoin. You read it every day on X, and there's always rumors of a large corporation XYZ, big tech companies buying these huge amounts of Bitcoins, and of course that also drives the price up even more. It seems to be um, a larger amount of interest of the corporate world and big tech companies into buying Bitcoin, and that just overall increases um, the market sentiment over Bitcoin, and makes it more bullish. People want to buy into it, and especially if there's large amounts of Bitcoin being bought, that automatically drives the price up. Of course, all of these news play into a narrative that needs to be created by either side. If you're long on Bitcoin, you want to create a narrative that Bitcoin is bullish because it helps your pocket out, and if you're shorting it, you want to create a narrative that Bitcoin is bearish because it'll help your pocket out. So there's a lot of narratives, and of course news that get thrown around the internet that the reader has to use that critical thinking to really discern whether that's true or whether that's not true. But in my personal opinion, I see a bullish future for Bitcoin, especially in 2025. Of course, there are people who are concerned with interest rates, inflation, that could, of course, drive the price of Bitcoin down a little bit. But I do think that with a government that's so extremely pro crypto, that Bitcoin price tends to shoot back up. At least that's what I'm expecting, and I hope it does, because I invest into Bitcoin. So I hope that that's what happens. As far as whether or not the price is going to drop more, maybe towards the 80,000 to mid 70s range, I think it depends on those liquidations. I mean, it's a natural process that if the price drops to at around 80,000, more investors are going to be liquidated. That forced selling is going to repeat itself, which could again cause a massive decrease in price, just like how we've seen in the last couple of days with 1.5 billion being liquidated off the market in 48 hours. Then of course a lot of investors are gonna force sell, and that it's gonna drop that price even more. So that could play a factor into the prices dropping more. There's a significant resistance level at around 80,000. So if it gets to that level, then we could see another surge in liquidation, I think, and then it could drop that price even more. And of course, you have the inflation data. If that comes worse than expected, then if the Fed has to tighten up monetary policies, that could also drag the price down even further. But that remains to be seen. And but I think that and that's exactly why I'm doing this video. I think Bitcoin has reached an interesting price range there, because of such a significant drop. I don't think people were expecting it to reach the mid to low 80s anytime soon. And I think it's now come to sort of a cliffhanger of where is this going to go? Is this going to go down? Is this going to go up? So there's a few factors that are going to play into it. I expect to see a lot of social media activity in the next couple weeks. Speculative, of course, with the bulls rallying for it to go back up and creating that narrative, and the bears doing the same thing but on their side, trying to support their side of the story, expecting the prices to go down. And I do think that it's going to be a tug of war, a little bit of a tug of war in the next couple weeks, and we'll see what happens. So definitely a couple things to keep an eye on. I think that the U.S. National Reserve of Bitcoin, if it does come to fruition, would be huge. So I'm definitely going to be keeping an eye on for that. And also, if more Fortune 500 companies are going to adopt Bitcoin as treasury reserves, if they're going to be buying into it more, it creates uh, that overall optimism in the market sentiment when it comes to Bitcoin. If more whales are buying it, of course, that's natural. So of course, something else to keep an eye on in this tug of war that's going on at the moment in the crypto world, and I guess it remains to be seen where it's going to go. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. We'll keep watching those key support levels around 80,000 for Bitcoin, and we'll see what the price does in the next coming weeks. And looking forward for the next one. Always forward.